What's up guys, welcome back, and in this video I'd like to upgrade our application to Laravel 5.6. So the reason I waited this long to upgrade was because Laravel Voyager, which we're using for our admin backend, just released a version that supports Laravel 5.6. So let's go ahead and upgrade that as well. Now unfortunately I don't have any tests for this application, so we need to be careful. Having a test suite with good test coverage is definitely something you should strive for. I'll go over my testing thoughts and strategies in future videos, and hopefully by the time we have to upgrade to Laravel 5.7, I have some tests in place. Okay, so let's go ahead and start by upgrading Voyager first. So there's documentation here, upgrading from 1.0, which is what we have, to 1.1. So the first thing we should do is just change the version in our composer to 1.1.star. So let me open my composer. Just look for Voyager right here. Is that it? 1.1.star. Okay. 1.1.star. Okay. Composer update. Save that. Composer update. Okay, that's done. Let's take a look at the next step. So you will now need to run the following migrations. Okay, it looks like there's new tables here. So let's go ahead and grab these. And this one as well. Okay, let's start with this one. I'm going to make my own migration because this one has its own timestamp and I don't want that timestamp. I want my own timestamp. So I'm going to make a new one called add user role relationship. Let me just grab this actually. So PHP artisan make migration, paste that in. Okay, let me do the same for the other one. So create user roles table. Oops. Sorry, PHP artisan make migration, create user roles table. Okay. So let's paste these in. So I'm just gonna grab this. It's the first one. So database migrations all the way down here. And let me just fix this. Okay. Save that. And then for this one, let's grab this one and just copy this. And fix the formatting. Okay. Let's go ahead and migrate this. PHP artisan migrate. Okay, so we get this error, add user role relationship, because the name is already in use. So these migrations already exist in the vendor package directory. So there's some sort of naming collision going on. So I'm just gonna rename this to something else, both of the migrations that we have. Fix. I'm just gonna rename this one as well. And make sure to change our class names as well. So fix. This one is fix. And yeah, oh, we have to do composer dump autoload. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, now we're getting this error in the first migration. So I actually couldn't figure out why this is happening. So if you look at the first migration, yeah, all it's doing is it's updating the role ID to add a new foreign key. All this new stuff is for some new feature that allows for a user to have multiple roles, and I don't really need that. So I'm just going to cheat, and I'm not going to do anything for these migrations. So we still need the second one for things to work, but I couldn't get the first one working, but that's okay because we don't need that. Okay, so let's try it again. PHP artisan migrate. Okay, so the second one already ran, so let's roll back and let's migrate again. And it's not rolling back, so I'm just gonna roll it back again, and then I'm gonna go into the database and delete that. So here, I'm deleting this. Okay, now hopefully this works. Okay, there we go. So it worked. Again, this one I can't make it work, but we have this new user roles table in our database, which is right there. Cool. Okay, what's the next step? Okay, so in our Voyager config, the prefix has been removed, and we just need to put it in a user redirect key, and we need to add a slash. Okay, so in here, there's a Voyager config, and what it's saying is we no longer need, where's the prefix? So we don't need this anymore. And we're replacing that with user.redirect. So up here in the user key, we want a new one called redirect, and we want this to be /admin. It says they now want a slash. Okay. Okay, this is multi-roles. That's what I was talking about up here with the new migrations. We're not going to use that, so don't worry about that. Okay, now we have to add a new row in this data rows table that just takes into account this new role stuff, and we need that in order for everything to work. So data rows, we have to add a new one. Data type ID is the user, it's 3. Field is what? Field is this, user belongs to many, role relationship. Type is relationship. Display name is roles. And let's just copy this. And the order is 11. Again, this is just so things work because of that new roles feature they added. But we're not going to be using it. We just want to upgrade. So paste that in. Okay. And let's set this order to 11. Okay. So what else? Okay, bread. Looks like there's some new permissions on bread. Okay, I think that's all we need to do. Hopefully this works. So admin. Okay. Admin at admin.com. Okay, so we can log in. And there you see the new version there. Let's see if so our menu is still working. Let's check if, remember we made custom controllers for orders and products. Let's see if that still works. Let's try products. And products doesn't work. So yeah, if you go back to that episode where we customized Voyager and we added our own code, you'll remember that I made this controllers Voyager. Here's the ones I extended. So products controller. So now, this is not in the documentation. I had to figure this out. Instead of extending Voyager bread controller, you have to extend Voyager base controller. So same with this. And hopefully that should fix it. And it does. And let's do a quick test to see if this still works. So if we edit this, this is phone 7. Let's just say phone 7, phone 77, 777. Let's change the slug too. Okay, let's change this as well. We'll leave the price. Okay, save. Okay, this is just another bug. When you have multiple images, if you feel like you have to add another one for some reason. Let me just add my profile pic there. And let's save. Okay, so where did that go? I think I went to the last page, which isn't very intuitive. There it is. So I upgraded it and that worked. Cool. Let me see if it also updates the category. Delete that. Desktop. I'm going to have to add that picture again. Okay, so phone 777 has 2 new categories. And that looked like it worked. Let me double check. Let's see. Does it have 2 categories? It does, cool. Okay, so we know that our code still works. Again, this is why you should test. If we had tests, we wouldn't have to do this manually, but we don't. So we have to check everything we've done. So I'm assuming there's going to be an error for orders as well, and we have to do the same thing. And there is. This looks like a permission error though. Okay, we'll take a look at that after. Let's check other things. Okay, category still works. Coupon still works. Okay, there's permission error for users and orders. Category products, check that. Okay, that still works. Okay, so if we go into our code and change these other custom controllers, so for orders, let's change this to base controller as well. So base controller, same with users controller, Voyager base and base. I think this should fix the permission errors. So now let's go to orders. Okay, so that works now, just like we had before. Let's check users, and that works too. Cool. Again, we have to double check if this still works. Let me just try changing this one to not shipped, and fake order 3 changed. Save. Okay, so that worked. Okay, cool. And let's just see if we can update users as well. So let's change the admin. Put my last name in here. And then that should do it. Cool. Okay, so that works. Okay, so if you remember, I also have this install script. I'll update that behind the scenes. So don't worry about that. Okay, so I'm going to commit this. So PHP, oh, sorry. Just so I have separate commits for upgrading Voyager and for upgrading Laravel. I think this is part 26. Okay. I'll just commit this part 26. Upgrade to Voyager 1.1. Okay, cool. Alright, so now that Voyager is updated, let's take a look at the other packages we are using and make sure their versions are compatible with Laravel 5.6 as well. So, there are two we have to take a look at. So let's take a look at Catalyst Stripe Laravel first. Catalyst Stripe Laravel, and this one. And if you look at their releases, you'll see that 8.0.0 has support for 5.6, and we have 7.0. So I'll change that to 8. And the other one we have to take a look at is our shopping cart one. So it's 2.4. Insane Laravel. And if you took a look at their releases, 2.5 has 5.6 support. So let's change that. 2.5, and everything else is good. Alright, now let's take a look at the documentation for upgrading Laravel. Just close this out. Okay. So update your Laravel framework to 5.6 point star and developer proxy to 4.0. 5.6 dot star and proxy to 4.0. Okay, what's next? Dusk. We don't have Dusk, do we? Nope. Passport, we don't have. Scout. We have Scout. We're using Scout. It's already at 4.0, so we're good. Okay, we don't need that. PHP unit 7.0. PHP unit 7. We don't have any tests, but we need to change that as well. And now let's do a composer update. Okay, that's done. Let's take a look at everything else. So just go through this, make sure none of the code affects yours, at least stuff you're familiar with. And I can tell you that none of this affects our code. We just have to add these new config options for hashing and for logging. So we should add a new file, config hashing.php, and we should just add this. Okay, app config PHP. Paste that in. Okay. And the other one is logging, I think. Yeah. Let me just grab all this and make a new one, logging.php. Okay. And it also says we can remove this stuff from config app. The logging stuff, since it's now in that new config. So we don't need any of this. Okay. Save that. And now Let's double check and make sure our pagination still works because it's now using Bootstrap 4. And I have my own CSS, but I copied that from Bootstrap 3, so let's make sure that still works. And let's just change this trust proxies middleware, and it should be this now instead of the array. So trust proxies, it should be this. I don't need this. Okay. Cool. And I think that's it. Back to our app. Let's get out of Voyager. And okay, so that works. Let's do PHP artisan version. We are on 5.6. And again, I'm just going to click around and make sure everything works. This is where I wish I had tests. Okay, so that works. Search still works. See the other search still works. Product works. Check our, that's just JavaScript, so I'm assuming that should still work. Check if our cart still works. Okay, it still works. Coupon still works. Changing quantity still works. Proceed to checkout. Let's check if logging in works. I'm not sure if I have an account. I probably don't have an account. Let's just create an account. User at user.com, password. I might have an account. Okay, I do have an account. Let me just log in. User at user.com, password. Okay. This looks like it still works. And let me just fill this in and make sure this works. Okay, complete. So that looked like it went through. Let me check Mailtrap. And I'll check Stripe as well. Okay, there it is. And I'm going to check Stripe as well. Okay, there it is. So we are good, and we've run some of our own manual tests, and everything still works. I'm going to do some more testing behind the scenes, and if I find something, I will put that in the description and update it in the GitHub repo. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Okay, thanks. Bye.